Thank you for joining me. I am Christian Evans and I want you to have a successful day. These are Thursday Thoughts. In today's Thursday Thoughts, I will be answering the questions that you submitted to my blog site, christiansweightsuccess.net. Today's first question comes from Terrell Murray. He asks, I have a few. Being 400 pounds, is there a special workout and meal plan that you use to get the weight down? Also, was there anything else you took to help with the weight loss? Thank you and be blessed. Thank you, Terrell, for that question or those questions. Well, to answer it, what I did for 2 months, I went on an all liquid fast, no solids, just fresh fruits and vegetables that I juiced in my juicer, fresh smoothies that I blended up myself, and lots of water. That is pretty much the basis of my diet that I did for the first 2 months. It was challenging to say the least, but I'm glad I went through it. I learned a lot about myself. I learned that I could do anything that I set my mind to. My goals were short because they were about 3 to 5 day goals. They weren't long goals like, oh, I'm going to go a whole month or I'm going to go a whole 2 months. Initially, I wasn't planning on going that long. It's just something that happened. And it came from taking little steps until I looked back and I had done a whole month. And I figured that I could do another month, but I would have to take those same steps slowly and surely and just making sure I stick to it. So for the first 2 months, I did that and I lost 80 pounds. After I lost the 80 pounds, I did indulge again in some of the same foods that I love, from barbecue to sweets or whatever. But then I knew I had more work to do. I became more conscious about everything else that was going on around me as far as food-wise. But I realized that I was close to being under 300 pounds and I wanted to get to that goal. And once I got to that goal, I said, okay, now I can lose 100. And I just kept going on and on and on. Every 10 to 15 pounds, those would be my goals. I would say I would lose 10 pounds or 15 pounds. And then, I would, stop juicing maybe for about a couple of days or about a week. Then regroup and then go under. That's what I would call it. Go under again for another 10 to 15 pounds. Going under meaning, juice again and go back and repeat the same program. As far as workouts, I did a lot of cardio. I dropped weights. I didn't lift any weights at all because I was very big and I didn't want to prolong what I was doing. I wanted to make sure my cardio system was working. I just felt like I was already at my strongest at that point in time at being 400 pounds. There was nothing that I wanted to accomplish even more. At that time, I was, like I said, 400 pounds, 400 plus pounds. I had over a 400 pound bench press, over a 400 pound squat, and over a 400 pound deadlift. And so lifting weights or getting stronger at that size wasn't a desire for me. I just wanted to see how much weight I could lose eliminating weights. So that's pretty much what I did, so the cardio really got me down a lot. As far as to be specific on what cardio I did, I used a lot on the elliptical. I used a lot of time. I spent a lot of time, on the elliptical machine. Started off about 25 minutes and I kept growing and growing and growing. So eventually I got up to do an hour. And within that buildup, I would increase the intensity. I would increase the incline levels of it just to give myself more resistance, give myself more of a challenge. I end up, surprising myself on going that long. I never imagined going that long. Eventually, I moved on to running. Started off as a slow trot, started off as a small jog to a full-fledged out run. And all that just came over time. And I just started including different cardio routines, from stair climbers to the seated row machine to the stationary bike. So you just gotta kind of just switch it up, because your body gets to a point where it starts memorizing what it's doing. Also jump roping. Started jump roping a lot, and just all types of different cardio, whatever I could find and search on YouTube. What was this person doing, or what was that person doing? And just trying to figure out if I could do it or not. Now to answer the second part of your question. Also, was there anything else you took to help you with the weight loss? Honestly, no. Besides water and green tea and smoothies and fresh pressed juices, that was honestly it. Just a lot of hard work, a lot of willpower, and a lot of love for myself. And that's honestly what it took. I had a good support system, friends and family, and that's honestly all you need. You just have to be able to motivate yourself enough to know that the weight that you may have on at that time, it needs to come off. It's not healthy. If you want to live a long and prosperous life, love yourself enough to know that you want to live that long and prosperous and healthy life. Thank you, Terrell. I appreciate your support. Okay, my second question comes from Anthony Carmelo. That's a good name. He asked, what is your biggest struggle in your everyday health, and what do you do to overcome it? My biggest struggle every day is just the everyday temptations. We have social media, Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest. I would say Pinterest can get me in trouble because the temptations of the food pictures that are on there, oh my goodness. The food looks so good, so I'm constantly looking and constantly scrolling like, oh, that looks good, I want this and I want that. That's personally a struggle for me because I am a cook. I do love to cook. I'm always trying to deconstruct a recipe or saying that I can make that, or how do I make that? Or I'll keep actually trying to make it until I get it right. So during those trial periods, I'm eating that stuff. So just having to fight the temptations on having to do that, and just the everyday temptations of, driving down the street, seeing an Applebee's or seeing a Hardee's or anything. I go through a lot of the same struggles I believe everybody else goes through. But how I get through it is that looking at my before picture, I don't ever want to be that guy. When I lost my weight, I didn't realize the magnitude that it would have on everybody else's eyes. I was literally trying to run away from that big guy. I didn't want to be on high blood pressure medicine anymore. I didn't want to sleep with the sleep apnea machine that will help me breathe at night, because I stopped breathing at night in the middle of my sleep, cut oxygen off from my brain. I just didn't want that anymore. So it was like a fight that you've already won, and somebody literally has to pull you off of that person who you're fighting to say, hey, you know what, it's over, you won. So I was really running away from that. I didn't want to be that person anymore. So a lot of times when I want something or want to indulge, and true enough, I do here and there, but I always try to snap myself back up into place. And that would be, like I said earlier, going under. Today is, say, day 23 for me. That means I'm juicing right now. So far, I am down 18 pounds, which is good for me. And I'm losing about a pound a day. And I still stick to my same system. If it's not broke, then don't fix it. So this is just a result of me indulging a little bit too much into certain things and saying, okay, I'll be fine. But I always hit a certain point where I say, you know what? Okay, enough is enough. Let's get back to square one. And you will have that in weight loss, and that comes from diving into your temptations, diving into your indulgences, and using those excuses or that type of weakness, and it will hinder you. We can all be strong, but sometimes, hey, we give in. And you know what? It's fine as long as you recognize it and just snap yourself back up into place. With everything out right now, like I said, social media and, pictures and commercials, they do wonders on the mental. They really do. But that is my biggest struggle, and just getting up every day and putting yourself on a schedule and just disciplining yourself to do the same routine every day. What I mean by the same routine is making sure you're focused, making sure you're eating right, making sure you're tracking what you're eating. I believe in tracking what you're eating. I always document down what I intake as much as possible so I can look back and see when I'm going to be hungry or when is there going to be a good time to eat or drink or what have you. And it's just a way so I can track my accomplishments and track my weight and different things like that. So as far as temptations, just kind of like your surroundings. I'm tempted by the same things that most people are tempted by. I can be strong, but I can be weak also. But in my weakness, I recognize that I'm weak and that I need to get myself together. And it's always good to look back at my notes and snap myself back up in place. Thank you, Anthony, and I appreciate your support. I want to thank you for taking time out to watch this video. Please like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Remember to share this on all your social media outlets. Remember, it's each one teach one. Spread love, not war. Speak positivity into your life every day, and speak positivity into someone else's life every day. And if you haven't done it already, please subscribe to ChristiansWeightSuccess.net. Thank you, and have a successful day. Hello, I'm Christian Evans. I lost nearly 200 pounds without any diet pills or surgery. I feel way better than I did when I was this guy right here. Believe it or not, I'm the same person, but a different mindset. I'm more energetic, I'm more healthier, and I have the best outlook on life than I've ever had in my entire life. I want you to have this same good feeling like I have. I have a program for you, and it's called the Christians Weight Success Starter Program. Direct message me to learn more.